for next year, okay? This has been brought up. The guys over at Dirt Bike Lovers kind of broke this in a sense, and I've kind of been trying to... People who have been talking about it, I've been trying to lead them down because we have some inside information through some people that we know. We basically have gotten direct information from the lawyers that wrote the fucking contract for his deal.
Yeah.
So, from what we know from that... Which it's hard to get any more to the source than the lawyer that wrote the contract.
Yep.
Tomac is doing a 1-year SX-only deal with a second-year option here, which the second-year option doesn't even surprise me because from what I've understood since last year when he got on Star, was his contract at Star was open-ended as long as he wanted to race. So Eli Tomac will be coming back for 2024 Supercross, guaranteed. Possibility of 2025, but that's up to him. Now, I really honestly think if he comes in next year and he wins that title, which I think will be tough, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
That's just my initial thought here. I think that's going to be tough, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but whatever. Anyway, I think then he'll retire.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is he's going to do the Supercross. I think that more than likely he's probably going to have so many points it won't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. And he's going to do SMX, and then I agree. I think he's going to retire. I don't think he wanted to go out that way, which nobody wants to go out getting hurt, especially because he fucking had that championship in the bag, and it wasn't even a question. And I do, and we've talked about this, Eli, I think, was laying up a lot at the end of that year.
Yeah.
I think there were times where I'm like, yeah, Eli definitely could have won, and he just didn't. So I think that, and we talked about this, and I made this mention with Jet coming in, it's a new challenge for Eli that Eli hasn't had in a while, just like with Chase last year outdoors.
Yeah.
I think it gives him motivation. It's just all going to be how well is he going to be able to recover from that Achilles tendon, because he's not a kid anymore.
No.
Granted, dude's in better shape than 99.9% of the people walking the face of this earth.
His bad days are better than my best days.
His bad days are better than 10,000 people's best days. But it's one of those things is like the Achilles tendon is not something to fuck around with. It's ended a lot of athletes' careers, young athletes' careers. I think that it's going to be... I think going into next year for him, we're going to see the final version of Eli Tomac. And I don't mean in the sense because he's retiring. I think it's kind of like with Jet. Like, you have the levels to an athlete of when they start out, go through, like, this is the maturation process. Like, oh, this is the next...
That's a big word.
It's kind of like with... because I'm a big MMA guy. Like, you get a new wrinkle into your game. Like, the next level. I think that Eli is watching what Jet's doing right now, whether he thought it could be done. Eli's never going to tell anybody, oh, yeah, I can't beat that dude. Like, that's just not who Eli is. He's too mentally strong. I think because, this is going to be, you can disagree with me, and a lot of people are probably going to get super pissed off at me, and this is not a shot at Chase. I think there was a lot of managing going on last year after he got that bike figured out.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of times because of the fact, outside of Unadilla, we saw when Eli wanted to go beast mode Eli, and he could flip that switch, and he could do just enough to win. We've seen it the last 2 years in Supercross. He's done just enough to win races, and then he's got a big gap, kind of like what Jet's doing right now.
Yep.
I think that he's looking at Jet right now, and he's going, I'm gonna annihilate this kid. I think that he's gonna have, whether he can do it or not, we don't know. But I think this is
We'll argue about that a different day.
Which is funny coming from me because, I'm not an Eli Tomac guy. It's just one of those things that I just can't doubt Eli anymore. He literally defies, he defies what is supposed to be done. I think this is a new level of motivation for him. And if he can recover, and that's the caveat, if he can recover from that Achilles tendon, I personally believe next year in Supercross will be the best Eli Tomac we've ever seen. And if I'm Jet's not thinking about that, but it's probably one of those things that's going, ooh, well, this is going to be an interesting season.
Here's a shocker thing for me, and I'm not going to say the number out loud here. I've posted it in some different places, so if you want to know, you can go track down some of those posts I put up. From what I understand, this deal is half of what Jet's getting paid. Which is weird.
I think Eli's made so much money in his career. I think that now it's just kind of one of those things, just checking things off the boxes.
Do you think he's getting paid more or less than Cooper Webb?
For this last season?
For next year?
I would say it probably pretty close. But once again, we went over this when we were driving back from Redwood. Think about how much money that dude made in 2022.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, though, is like, dude, he's getting half, and it's like he should have won that 450 Supercross title.
I just don't think he cares about the money anymore. Which actually, it's probably one of those things. He might have not ever ever really care, because that's not who Eli is.
Yeah.
But then you think about, well, how much money's that dude made in bonuses and championships? You're like, he's fine.
He's good.
He's good.
He's great.
I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for it because I think Chase and Jet are going to be going at each other's throats for however many years. But I do believe that Eli, and I don't think this is something that you would disagree with me on, presents a different type of challenge for Jet than Chase Sexton does.
I think that Jet will be super excited to have to race Eli.
And I think Eli is actually going to be super excited because it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I'm at the end of my career. Can I beat the kid?
Yeah.
Like, it's a new level of, because he respects Jet. I mean, I feel like Eli probably respects a lot of people. But, he's probably looking at it and going, man, I haven't had a challenge like this since...
Nope.
I don't even remember the last time he had a challenge like this. Because no offense to Chase, once again, truly believe the last year, Eli's been managing things. Mm-hmm. And that's not a shot at Chase. Chase is...
Look, man, those bonus checks for those race wins still cash. So
oh, yeah.
Whatever.